Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to the beginning of our section on food, sustainable food systems in class, which is one of my favorite sections, so I hope you'll really enjoy it as well. So for class today, this is how I start all my lectures, right? We're gonna do this video, which is a very short video of some announcements I have, and then my introduction to our topic for the next 3 days. And then your second video that you're going to watch today is about a video that's about 12 minutes long, and it's a really cool animation that sums up the issues we're going to talk about with making world food systems more sustainable. And then you will want to do the mini assessment after you finish watching these videos. So first, a couple of announcements. I hopefully you got my email that I sent out yesterday, Sunday. I wasn't able to get comments back to you on your posters until yesterday, and considering that, I'm going to extend the deadline for the posters, which was Wednesday, but is now Friday, April 10th at 11:59 p.m. So you're turning it in the same spot on Moodle, but the deadline is moved back because I wasn't able, like you, I'm overloaded with work at this point, and I wasn't able to get you comments till Sunday. So as you do those, as you edit those posters and improve those posters to the draft version, please look at the feedback I left you on Moodle. I left every team extensive feedback on Moodle in the comments next to your grade. So even though one person on your team handed it in, I put the comments in every person on the team's comments and grade section in Moodle. So definitely refer to those as you make your edits. Okay, so second announcement, as we transition into this online framework, I totally let slide the sustainability news piece, and I apologize for that. I asked people to continue to post it, but I realized I didn't push that much. So we're gonna start back up with that. So Megan did hers on March 4th. Henry posted one that's up there. And Stephen also posted one. Amin, I'm missing yours. And then I'm also missing Callie's. Eileen, and then Chris, you also still have to go. So if you missed yours, don't worry about it. No problem with the deadline. Just put one up as soon as possible. And I'll be featuring them on the slideshow so that they don't just fall through the cracks. Now today, Henry, I didn't see yours till afterwards, so I actually ended up putting Stephen's on here. I think it's really relevant right now. So for those of you who don't know, Stephen does work in an assisted living facility down near his home in downstate New York. So he's been very interested he's working really hard right now, and we should all send out a silent thanks to him and the other medical workers who are working through this pandemic. And he's especially interested, even before the pandemic, in this issue of medical waste and plastic, more sustainable medical care. And so he posted this article, which I thought was really interesting, in National Geographic about can medical care exist without plastic? Because if you're a medical professional, or if you've gone to the hospital and the doctor's office, you can see there is so much waste there, and it's essential waste because you have to keep sanitary conditions, right? So the requirements for all this single-use plastic means that up to 25% of the waste produced by hospitals is plastic, single-use plastic, right? So a seat cover that was used one time. The gloves are latex, right? But those are used one time. So all these different products. And the article kind of discussed the feasibility of transitioning to non-plastic while still maintaining sterile conditions, and talked about several products, that have been invented to potentially take the place of those single-use plastics. And one of them is Viro pouch. So it's a reusable steam sterilization pouch. And essentially a pair of dentists invented it themselves. And you can use it over and over again, and it keeps the instruments really sterile. And they argue more sterile than plastic because they're sealed in there till the next time. So people are inventing alternatives. That's not what our research is focused on now, certainly, during this pandemic. But hopefully soon, when things have died down, we can transition some focus back to this field, as it is really important. So thank you, Stephen, for posting that, and good luck in your work down there. Okay, one other announcement I wanted to make. So this is just a plug for my class that I'm teaching in the fall, which I'm really excited about. Ray Bowdish and Ray Bowdish is the person who runs the Weiser Center over in Stowell. And the Weiser Center is like the big greenhouse. So he and I are going to be co-teaching a sustainable agriculture class. It's going to be a really great class. It's 4 credits, so it's a lot of credits, but it's maybe one of the better 4 credit classes you can take in terms of time, because there's a lecture and a lab. That's how you get the 4 credits. But the lab doesn't meet every week. We'll have several weeks where we don't meet at all because the class structure doesn't require it. So we do have some prereqs. You have to have any one of these classes, so Bio 100 or 125 or 151 or 152 or ENVR 110, which is Intro to Environmental Studies. So basically what we're going to cover in this class is like the whole food system, from how crops are grown, basically who plants them, how are they grown and cultivated, how are they harvested, who's doing that work, and what are their living conditions. What does organic mean in terms of certification, right? What does natural mean in terms of certification? How does the food that you eat on your plate every day get there? How does it get from the field to your plate? So we're going to be talking about this the next couple of days in this food system sustainability section of our class. But I hope that if you find this interesting, you'll also be interested in joining our class in the fall, which explores this much more in depth. So like it says down there, what you're doing in the lab for this class is actually 4 field trips to farms in the St. Lawrence Valley. So we're going to go to a dairy, we're going to go to a small-scale organic farm, a medium-scale organic farm, and a large organic farm. And we're also going to visit a conventional producer on one of those trips. We're going to visit the farms, have the farmers talk to us about their production systems and how they market and whether or not it's a reasonable living, who works for them. And you will also get to be a farmer yourself, growing microgreens in the Weiser Center greenhouse. And you'll be selling them to Pacey's and seeing what it's like to be a real small-scale farmer. So I'm super excited about this class, and I really hope that some of you can come back in the fall and join me in this class. So just a little plug for that class. Okay, so moving on to the actual content for today. All I'm going to do here is just set up a kind of introduction for the other video that you're going to watch. Why is it important that food systems be sustainable? Well, the main reason is we're right on the verge of not having enough food for everybody. The human population, so I wanted you to guess, I'll take that away. Guess in your mind what the current human population is. Or maybe you know, hopefully you already know. Now let me tell you what it is. So if you look at this graph, you can see that in 1800, it was about 1 billion, 1. Since 1800, it's shot up because of boosts like the Industrial Revolution, the invention of modern medicine, better prenatal care. It's shot up to right where we rest today, which is about 7.6 billion people on Earth. So what are these other lines? You can kind of see it at the bottom there. But those red, orange, and green lines represent the projected high, medium, and low population trends for the future. So, So if you look at just the moderate one, we're projected to be around, let's see, by 2050, around 9 billion. So how are we going to feed 9 billion people? That's what the video you're going to watch next is going to talk to you about. But how are we feeding the people we have already? Not perfectly. Some people are hungry, right? But to now, that's really a distribution problem. We actually have enough calories for everybody. The distribution is flawed. So I just want to show you this graph here. So how have we made all that food? By transforming a ton of land to agriculture. So in 1800, back when we had 1 billion people, we had 1.35 billion hectares in agriculture. In 2016, when we had about 7 billion people, we had 4.86 billion hectares. Excuse me. So we've increased our acreage under cultivation dramatically, right, in the last 200 years. And actually, when you sum together all the different forms of agriculture happening everywhere on Earth, we've actually converted 40% of the Earth's surface to agriculture of some kind. Industrial agriculture, like that picture in the middle, livestock grazing, smallholder farming, like this guy over here in the rice field. This is terracing, some sustainable agricultural practices, and then down below here we have some large-scale industrial farming in the lower right. So this is where I'm gonna end, and I'll let the video take it from here, but I just wanna show you one more slide that's just an announcement of what to do for Wednesday. I'm not giving you a lot of work here. I'm realizing that, like myself, you guys are getting a little overloaded on work, so I'm trying to take it easy. So I want you for Wednesday, you didn't have a CPS this week. For Wednesday, I want you to work on edits to your poster, which is now due Friday, okay? So all you have to do is work on your poster. And then on Wednesday, you'll come on and watch the videos and do the mini assessments for class on Wednesday. Okay, so hang in there. And let me know if you can't access something and I will get you help with that. Okay, thanks guys.